So today we are going to see about Amazon machine image, so which is called as a AMIs. Okay, so what is AMI? Okay, so AMI is called as a Amazon machine AMI. So Amazon machine image. Okay, so what is this Amazon machine image? And we're going to see Amazon machine image and kind of a snapshot also we are going to see today. So now I have one instance. I'm going to create one instances. Okay, you know how to create instances and how to deploy web services and all these things, right? Okay, so now I'm going to create one instance that's called a web server. Okay, so you know all these things, right? I don't need to explain to you again. Web server, and I'm going to create a key pair. I'm going to choose any kind of a key pair, so it's not, doesn't matter. And network settings. Now I'm going to allow HTTP traffic. Okay, so allowing HTTP traffic is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to create a virtual machine, create a launch machine. Now now the machine is creating. Okay, that's kind of web server. Now if you can go to AMIs, if you can go to click on AMIs, I already have some kind of a AMIs is already created. I'm going to delete everything. Action, deregister AMIs and register AMIs. Okay, so I don't want all these things which is already been created. Now there is no AMIs is there. What is AMI? AMI is nothing but one kind of a image you're creating. For example, I wanted to install Windows operating system. Okay, how can I install it? I have a laptop. There is no OS. I want to install one OS. How can you do this? How can you install one OS with the image? Can I tell something now? I have a laptop. Okay, I want to install one operating system. What are the different ways we can install it? Huh? USB. Okay, so we're using USB. And inside USB, what we should have? Huh? Tell me, if it is wrong, it's fine. Huh? What in the pen drive? What it will be there? The OS image will be there, right? You're downloading. We have to download the OS image from internet, and you have to install it. Have you never tried installing OS from you guys? With the, okay. So that's the problem, right? So now I have one machine. Okay, so now I have one EC2 instance machine is there. Okay, this is running. Okay, now I'm installing all these things. I'm installing a lot of packages. Now I'm installing web server and all these things I'm going to install. Okay, let's see how are we going to install web servers. Okay, this is the virtual machine. So now I'm going to virtual machine, and this virtual machine web server is running, and I'm going to click on running, and it's trying to connect it. Okay, the failed to connect, something went wrong. I don't know why. It is just okay. So I'm click on web server, and I'm going to click on connect. I'm going to connect it. Okay, now I'm able to connect it. Okay, now I'm going to install one web server. Okay, how do you install web server here? Yum install httpd. Okay, yum install httpd is what I'm going to install the web server for here. Okay, now this is installing. Okay, now how to start it? systemctl start httpd. Okay, started. Okay, so now I have one more command that needs to be systemctl, not status, is going to be enable. There is one more command, is called systemctl enable. You are going to learn that one. Okay, so now I'm going to refresh this one. I'm going to add this IP address in the browser. Okay, it's going to be telling me that it works. Okay, this is the default browser page. It's just showing to me. Okay, so how can you add some kind of a text file, some kind of files inside that one? Huh? We can go to VA editor. Okay, or otherwise you can also do echo. Okay, so this is base image. Okay, something like that I'm just adding. I'm going to add it with a var www html index.html. Okay, index.html, that's what I'm creating a file out of it. Got it? I've created a one file. This is the base image I've created. Okay, so now okay, so this is the base image. Okay, now everything's working fine. So now my manager is telling, okay, what's my manager is telling that, so likewise I've installed Java, SQL, and many things I've installed. Okay, so for example, like I've installed so many applications, okay, and I've developed many kind of a bigger applications. Just for example, you can think about it. Now my manager is coming, telling me that, hey, okay, you have done everything in this mission, right? Same, whatever you have done, everything. Okay, can you just do the same thing in some 100 machines? Okay, how much time it will take for you? Lot of time. For one machine, it will take some half an hour minimum, because you have to create a machine, go inside, install web server, enable, write your code or copy your code. Okay, then save it, check your browser, everything is fine. Then go to the next one. Okay, likewise, minimum if you could take 10 minutes also, it will take so much of time for 100 machines. You know, it will take a week of a time. Okay, so what we can do with your one is that, you know, I wanted to create this is as an image. I wanted to create as a base image, kind of a Xerox. Instead of I have one paper, okay. Instead of what my manager is telling that same kind of paper, you have to write the same paper for 100 times. Okay, you can also write the same kind of a paper. You know, whatever the content is there, you can also write. Otherwise, what you can do? You can go to take a color Xerox. It looks exactly the same, right? Yes or no? Yes, right. Similarly, what I'm doing is that instead of doing everything again, I'm going to take a Xerox of it. Okay, that is the base Xerox. Okay, using that particular original copy, I can create 100 copies. Okay, so that is what called AMI, Amazon Machine Image. Means I'm going to create a machine image out of it. Using that image, I can create hundreds of machines. Okay, so how are you going to create a machine image? Okay, now if I can do this one, this is the base image, it's not showing. Okay, so now you can go to images templates. You know, go to actions, image template, create image. You know, you have to do a create image. So you're creating image. The image name is called, you know, my base image. Okay, so please remember, you have to go to image and in image templates, then you're going to create a image. Okay, so image is template. So image description is not required. Now everything you just leave it default. Okay, now I do a create image. That's all. Okay, now what I did, now I created one image based out of the current image. What I'm doing is I'm just taking a Xerox copy. Okay, there is one copy is there. I've taken one Xerox copy and it just came out. Using that copy, I can take hundreds of copies. Okay, so now this is kind of a major copy. Now okay, if you go to AMIs, and you can see that my base image AMI is there. Okay, inside this, what is the content is there? We installed HTTPD and installed. We had one file. That file called file output is going to be this base image. Yes or no? Right. Okay. Now let's create a new image. Okay. So let's follow the same kind of a steps. Whatever we are going to create a new image. Okay. Now if you go to launch instances. So until then you have any doubts? Okay. So everything is clear, right? So very basics. Okay, now I'm going to create a web server -1 because web server is already created. I wanted to create a web server 1. So now we'll be choosing this one, right? Instead of this one, we have to choose my AMIs here. Okay, usually the quick start it will be like all the images will be there. Now you have to choose your own image. Okay, so where everything is already been installed. So I'm going to take my AMIs and owned by me and shared with me, and I have only one image. That is my base image is what the thing which I've selected, right? So that's good. So now the instance type Twitter micro and the key pair. Okay, so the any kind of a key pair you select, and I'm allowing HTTP traffic. Why? For this image. Why? We already installed HTTP inside that one, right? So I want to allow that traffic by default, right? So now I'm allowing traffic for this one. So I'm just launching instance. Now this image is going to be a this image is going to be a, okay, snapshot is an invalid state. Okay, so because the AMI is still not been completed, maybe the AMI, the creation is still not been completed. Okay, so it will take some time to load. Okay, so retry fail checks, because the AMI is greater, no, the AMI is pending. It cannot be run. So what's the meaning of this one? So the image, whatever you have created, so this is my base image AMI, is still in a pending state. Still in a pending state. So whenever this state is coming to active, that's because what is trying to do, it's taking a Xerox copy. Okay, so Xerox copy is taking a long time, something like that, you can just imagine. Okay, so what it's trying to do is that it's going to create a image out of it. Okay, so whenever you're just, whenever the image is been completed, what we can do, we can go, okay, now it's available. Okay, so now it's been creation completed. It takes some time. Okay, now you can go and retry the fail checks. Now it should be created. Why? So far it was waiting until that image has been created. Images keep on creating, so before that we have started with this one. So now we are going and we are doing with the instance ID. So now the instance is created. Okay, now should I need to install HTTP again, this one? No, why? Already installed. Okay, so now if you can access this, okay, now if you can go with this one, it's still loading. Now if you can access this public IP address of this one, okay, what is the output it will come? Huh? This is the base image output, it will come. Why? Yes, because it is one of the yeah, so because this instance is still pending. Okay, still just now it started. Okay, it's still in pending state. Okay, so once it has been running, because it is creating from that image, it's taking a little bit of more time. So every time whenever that particular image is creating, it will take a little bit of more time to create it. Okay, so now it's pending state still. So let's wait for some time. Okay, so now it's been running. Okay, so it will take a fraction of time again to start with the servers and web servers and everything. Okay, so now this what, if I can go and refresh it, see, without even I refresh it, it's already been started working. This is the base image, it's already been working. Okay, so now is what's IP address of this machine? It's 77.0. Same thing, I go and put it over here. Now it is working. So this is what called as a Amazon Machine image. Okay, so Amazon Machine image, this is what you're going to be. So you should know the purpose of it, right? So what is the purpose? The purpose is I don't need to create multiple, multiple machines, and I don't need to do everything from the scratch. I can just do everything from the base itself. Okay. Now I have one more concept called snapshots. Okay, so what is snapshots? So we have another concept called snapshots. The snapshot is going to be, okay, so we'll see. Okay, so we have a snapshots. So the snapshot, you can create some snapshot. So from the image, you can also create some snapshots. Okay, so for example, if you can go to images, okay, so this is the web server, the base image. Okay, so action, images template. Okay, create template from the okay, so what is snapshots? Okay, so let's say for example create snapshots. So I'm going to create a snapshot from here. Okay, I'm going to create a snapshot of the web server, whatever the first instance is running. So I'm going to create a snapshot of first instance. Okay, the first instance is going to be web server. Okay, you can also take a snapshot of the second instance. Snapshot is nothing but just a photocopy, just a backup of whatever it has been just created. Okay, so we're going to create a snapshot. Okay, snapshot is kind of a basic base snapshot. Okay, so the volume, exclude root volume or all these things option is there. Okay, so let's not do anything. So everything will be included. Okay, so root volume, everything will be there in the same machine. So I'm going to create a snapshot. So what I'm going to create now is that, okay, creating a snapshot with the base image. Okay, now So what is the advantage of this one? What's the advantage? What's the difference between snapshot and then AMI? Okay, so AMI is the image itself. Okay, but this kind of a copy, the exact copy. Okay, you can directly create the image, the instances. Okay, what is snapshot? Snapshot is going to be just a photocopy of the current time, something like that. You cannot create a instances out of the snapshot. But what you can is just a backup. I want to take a backup, so I don't want to show all this in the AMIs. AMI, we have just chose that image, right? If you can go to, now, if you can go to instances, if you can go to instances, if you can go to launch instance, the AMIs, now just that we have got the the snapshot. If you go and see here, it won't be, that snapshot won't be showing here. Only the image will be showing. The snapshot is not being shown in this one. Okay, so recent and all these things is not been showing. So my AMIs is not been showing. Now, what is the advantage of the snapshot is that you are taking a backup of the current instances. Okay, you are keeping it for your future use. Okay, now whenever you need that snapshot to be created, okay, I wanted to create. Okay, so now what I can do is, this is the snapshot. Okay, for the current instances. Now what I can do is, I can do a action. Okay, so I think still this is still pending. Okay, so the snapshot is also still pending. Okay, once you create a, I just turn up the AC please. Okay, the snapshot is pending. Okay, now the snapshot is available, right? So what you can do is this is the base snapshot. Okay, this snapshot, what you can do is, the create image from snapshot. Create the image from the snapshot. What do you mean by that? You can create a AMI from the snapshot. Okay, you know the AMI, right? First we create AMI from the image. Okay, now we are creating the, first we created the AMI from the EC2 instance. Now we are creating a AMI from snapshot, because we already taken a backup of all these things. Okay, if you don't have a time to create a image, we can take a multiple snapshot. Snapshot 1, today's snapshot, tomorrow's snapshot. So every day, so for example, right, you're running kind of a web server. Okay, you're taking a snapshot every day. Okay, today's snapshot, tomorrow's snapshot, okay, day after tomorrow's snapshot, last week's snapshot. Sometimes, okay, tomorrow you're coming, something is wrong. Okay, your web server is not working. What you can do? Yeah, so you can take a yesterday's snapshot and then you can restore it, create image, and then you can restore it. Okay, now I'm going to create again AMI. Okay, so snapshot. Now I'm going to create a AMI. Okay, AMI snapshot. Okay, so I've just to give an example, right? So AMI, from the AMI, I'm creating a snapshot, something like this one. So description is not required, and then everything is looks like a same, right? So I'm going to, everything is same. I'm going to create the image. Okay, now if you can go to the AMIs, how many images should be there? 2. Which one? One is from EC2 image what we created. One is from snapshot we created. Okay, now we have 2 images. Okay, so now shall we go and create instances? Can we? Okay, can we go to, okay, from here itself, right? So from here itself there is option called so launch image from AMI. Okay, so we can also do from here. Okay, so launch image from AMI. It automatically will be choosing. There is not much different. Okay, so it automatically choosing the snapshot AMI will be here. Okay, otherwise you can go to here also. You can just choose. Okay, 2 AMIs. Okay, so snapshot AMI, it has been there here now, right? I'm going to choosing this one. Okay, now I'm going to create the instances out of snap image, something like that. I'm going to create it. Okay, the key pair, I'm just doing some kind of a random key pairs. It's not important, and then HTTP. Okay, now I'm just launching instances. So even now, so what should be the output of my web instances, web server? This is my base image. Why? Yeah, because we are also creating a copy of that base image itself, right? So, sorry. Yes, storing the backup of whatever the AMI has been created already. Okay, so that is the advantage of so using that AMIs and these things. So whenever you're going for auto scaling, right? So auto scaling is also same. For example, so you have auto scaling group. Okay, let's say for example, this is the auto scaling. Um, okay, this is the auto scaling group, right? So what is auto scaling group will do? Auto scaling, yeah, increase and decrease the servers based on the traffic, right? Okay, auto scaling group. Okay, auto scaling. So now it will increase and decrease the based on the server load. Okay, so now I'm getting more load. Okay, I'm getting more load. Okay, my auto scaling group is connected to two instances now. Okay, for example, two instances already been working. So I'm getting more load now. Okay, I want to increase the number of instances based on this current instance only. Everything should get me a same output. Then what I can do, I can create a AMI. I can create a AMI of this machine. I can create a AMI of this machine. Okay, AMI image out of this machine. AMI out of this machine. Then from that machine, what I can do? Yeah, I can just keep. I can just keep. I can keep this AMI as the base image in the auto scaling group. Okay. So whenever the auto scaling is increasing number of nodes, number of instances, it will take this base image, it will increase, and then it will automatically add into auto scaling group number of instances. So now everything will give you a same this kind of results. Okay, so now with this we can go and see the pending states. Okay, the pending is working. Now you can go and connect it. Now if you can go and click on connect, now it should be connected to the instances, right? Now I don't want to connect it probably, so I wanted to check whether what is the output of this one. Okay, see, this is the base image showing. Okay, so this covers the EBS volume, AMI, and then the snapshots. Okay, it covers the AMI and the snapshots. Do you have any questions? Okay, I'm good to